Good morning, guys. Cricket. Ooh, good morning. I know you guys probably are at work now. I'm a little bit later than what I wanted to be here this morning, but I made it. 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 Tell him Rocket. She made it. She made it. Oh, he was just sitting right there. He wanted to go outside, but we not. We not finna go outside right now, Rocket. It's cold out there. It's cold. It's cold outside, so I'm not going outside right now with him. But I did want to come do my morning motivation with you guys on you are more valuable than you know. You too, Rocket. You are way more valuable than you know. You guys, hold on, my camera's dirty. I think that's a little bit better, yeah. So I was laying in bed this morning and I was trying to figure out what message I was going to deliver today. And first, I was going to talk about one thing, and then I was like, people need to understand that they are valuable. Even if you don't have the most money in the world, even if you aren't, the prettiest or whatever, you're still valuable. And I don't think people really understand their value. And so I wanted to come talk about it this morning, just a little bit. Good morning, good morning. So, knowing your value will help you move through life. Once you understand, like, how some people say know your worth, but worth, yes, it's the same thing. You can use know your worth or know your value. But I was just thinking, like, how valuable are precious little gems and diamonds, and we have all these precious metals and minerals here on Earth, and we put a lot of value in those, like diamonds, like I say, rubies, all those type nice crystals and gems and things like that. We put a lot of value in that, but we don't put a lot of value in ourselves sometimes. And I think it has a lot to do with, you know, people really not knowing how to communicate, like how, like if I have like parents, or either it could be anybody, parents, grandparents, or whatever. But if you haven't been taught your value and what you're worth, as you grow up, you don't realize, how valuable you really are, and you start moving in this energy of, lack or low self-esteem, no confidence and things like that. And it shows up in your relationship with other people, and it really does kind of affect how other people see you. No, Rocket, go. No, go. Go, go, go. Sorry, guys. But I wanted to just see what you like, talk to you guys and see what you guys thought about. Um, if you had any comments on it. I know people are at work right now, and I'm doing my best with this morning motivation situation. And so I definitely wanted to come and shed some light on how how valuable to me you are, and how valuable to the world you are. Everybody is here for a reason. Everybody has a purpose, from how I see it. And until you understand how valuable you are, you may not be moving in your life's purpose. If you don't understand what you're worth, and like I say, it doesn't have anything to do with money. It has a lot just to do with who you are and your perception and how you see the world and what you can bring to the world. And so I just wanted to let you know that this morning, that you have way more to offer than you would ever know. If you don't tap into your higher self and tap into yourself love, for one, you definitely have to tap into your self love. But if you don't do this, then it's a disservice to the world. It's like, what's the point of you being here if you're not gonna bring value, add value to the universe and the world and the people that are around you, into your environment. Sometimes your value can be something as simple as a conversation. Your value can be you just saying hey to somebody that's having a bad day. And once you know who you are and you're standing in your power, then you're able to send that out to the universe and to the world and share that with everyone and share your light, shine your light on us. And that's what we all are here to do, is to shine our lights as bright as we can. And you do have to be careful of who you're around, because it'll be people around you that may make you feel like you're less than, or you're not as worthy or anything like that. If you're around someone and they're making you feel, not making you, but your energy is lacking when you talk to that person, or you feel drained after you talk to that person, then the truth is you may have to separate yourself from them. And it's okay, because at this point, this is just you showing your self love. And as long as you can separate yourself and then heal whatever wounds, because a lot of people are healing from traumas, whether it's childhood traumas, life traumas, whatever it is, we're all healing from something. And because we're healing, that means we've been hurt. When you hurt, you don't realize how powerful you are and how valuable you can be to other people that are around you. So sometimes you will have to separate yourself from people just to be able to deliver certain messages to, the universe and to people around you, because you have a mission, whether you know it or not. You're here to serve a purpose. And until you can actually serve your purpose, you're just here kind of like floating through life and not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I think people are like this because they don't know how valuable they are. And I know for me, like, it took a long time for me to find my value and self-worth in life, because I mean, you have, like, I have kids, I have a child and things like that. So I knew, I was gonna be worth something to him. I'm valuable to him. But for myself, it took a while for me to start, like, understanding how important it was to love myself and to move in the power of self-love and high self-esteem and be confident. Because if you don't, then the people around you don't value you, because you're not valuing yourself. So I wanted to just share that with you guys this morning, because I do feel like a lot of us don't know our value. We think, oh, because I work at, I don't make as much money, or I don't have this to offer, that you're not valuable at all. But everybody has something to offer. You just have to get in the right mind space to be able to be aware of what your value is, what your self worth is. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about that this morning, because I know there's some people out here going through some things right now, and it creates you can be depressed, and it's the holiday season. So a lot of people may be feeling like, they're missing their loved ones. Maybe you have some loved ones that have passed, or maybe you lost your job this year, or your family member lost a job this year. Whatever the case is, with that happening, it creates a lot of stress and mental distress is what I would call it. And once you're distressed mentally, you start creating you start attracting, I should say, the things that you don't want more, because you're not in a clear space. And the thing is, once your mind is clear enough, then you can start making certain decisions. But if you don't you can start making certain decisions that aren't from a lacking place, aren't from a low self-esteem, low vibe place. And I speak about vibe, I say vibration a lot, and when I say it, some people get it, some people don't. But vibration is like frequencies. Everything here has a frequency on earth. We all vibrating at a certain sound. We'll call it sound for those who don't understand when I say vibration and frequency. But we're all vibrating here. And humans, we have the ability to raise our vibration and to lower our vibrations. And some of us stay in low vibe because we don't realize how valuable we are to the universe and to the collective community, to the world, when we're vibrating high. I know that when I'm at my highest self and I'm working on my highest self, that I'm more valuable to you, because I'm more centered. I'm in a place of love. I'm here to serve you. And to me, that's a value, like that's valuable when you're serving other people, when you're of service to other people, whether it be, you know, for monetary reasons or just spiritual reasons. If people need to be shown that, you know, they are more than what they see. Like a lot of people don't, it's a lot of low self-esteem out here, and it's a lot of people pretending that they are happy. And you know, at the end of the day, even if you are in a low self-esteem place, it's up to you to raise yourself out of that, and you can do it. You just have to be aware of how much value you have to offer. I know I'm a valuable person, and I know that everybody out here is valuable, but you're only valuable if you see it and you're moving in that energy. You can't bring value to the world if you are in a low self-esteem place, if you are in lacking, if you are in a space of distress. And so offer yourself, because once you offer that to yourself, you show that to the world. If I can show you that I love myself enough to get up, drink some alkaline water, you know, get up, wash my face, brush my teeth, put aloe on my face, and just take the time out to just appreciate my body and, you know, my mind and just everything that I am. I appreciate that. As long as I can do that, then when I'm coming out to the world, I'm in a high vibration and I'm bringing nothing but value. I'm bringing nothing but love to the collective. And it does take work, and it does take, you know, time away from people sometimes, because you have to work on yourself. And I don't want to come out to the world and I'm in a place of, like I say, low self esteem, a low vibe, and I'm spreading that type of energy. I don't want to spread, look, you know, low self esteem or depression out here. I'm trying to help other people battle those things, because I know on the other side of depression, I know what's on the other side of depression because I've been depressed before. I know what's on the other side of finding self love, because I've been in a lacking of self love before. I've not cared for myself and allowed people to, you know, enter my life that aren't the right people should be around me. They're not the people that should be around me. And so once I'm aware of those things, then it's up to me to go in and to do the work to be able to bring a higher perspective to the collective. It's a lot of, you know, stuff out here that I don't agree with. Like I don't listen to certain music anymore because that's a low vibration music. Somebody sent me a video the other day, and I'm pretty sure he was sending it to me in a, you know, light hearted, superficial type of energy. But it was a Megan Thee Stallion song, and I don't listen to that kind of music because that music is vibrating at a level that's lower than where I want to be at. I don't need to shake my ass or listen to music that's gonna require me to shake my ass to make me feel better. And the truth is, what it made me do is look at the person like, you know, for one, how are you looking at me? Like, why do you think I mean, I know what he was trying to do. I understand, like, he was just trying to explain to me something. And so he sent me a video, and the video was of Megan Thee Stallion, one of her songs or whatever. And I had to explain to him, like, I don't listen to this kind of music anymore. You know, I do listen to like Jeezy, because I feel like Jeezy is like more motivation, even though he kind of hood and stuff like that. But I listen to that type of music. I don't listen to music that requires me to lower my vibe. And because that's a programming, you'll end up programming yourself but by the music you listening to, thinking that, you know, when you go meet a guy that you got to shake your ass in front of him to get him. And if you do that and you get him, then he's gonna go to the next, you know, thing that can shake her ass in front of him. And that to me is a low vibration situation. I guess that's the best way to put it. But I just wanted to come share that with you guys, because a lot of people they aren't very like mindful of their activities. They're just kind of going through life, and then I sit back and I'll pay attention to, like I say, the guy, and I'm just examining the whole conversation, and like, why are you watching this when you say you want this type of person? If you watching girls shaking their butt on TV, you know, for money, because that's what it all boils down to, for money. They selling you sexual words to stimulate you for money. Like, and then you don't understand why you're receiving the type of women that you're receiving, or why you're getting the type of energy back that you're getting. It's really a low vibration thing, and it's because most people don't realize, like, I'm more valuable than listening to Megan Thee Stallion and to have her bring my vibration down because she wants to do that, or listen to Cardi B's WAP or something like that. Now, if it, I can do thug motivation all day or something like that. Like, if it's motivating, even if it's like kind of street motivation, I'm cool with that. But I'm not okay with women, but I'm not okay with men listening to music where men are degrading women, calling women bitches, and shaking their ass. I'm not into that anymore. Like, I'm on some other stuff. And the truth is, you have to set boundaries sometimes with people when they don't understand, that you're trying to raise your vibration, you're trying to bring more value to the collective, to the world. So I did have a conversation with them, and then ultimately what I had to learn is there's just certain people, there's some people in this world that they just are how they are, and they don't realize that the things that they're receiving is because they haven't changed their behavior patterns. So if you're in your 50 or 40, late, like we'll say late 30s to 40s or 50s, and you're still doing certain things in life, you're still chasing women because they got big booties and big titties, or you chasing men because he got a bag, that's because you in a lacking space, you're low vibration, and you haven't found your self-worth, and you don't realize how valuable you really are. That's how I see it. Now, this is just my opinion. This is not like no doctrine and all that. I'm just sharing what is laid on me and how I'm moving in this world right now to receive the things that I want from this world, that I desire, and so that I desire to experience too. I don't want to experience a husband that only sees me valuable as sex. And you can tell how people see you based off the words they use when they talk to you. So I'm very much aware of certain language now. The words linger. And because I've stopped doing external stimulation, which, like, that means no drugs and no alcohol right now, to me, I'm way more like aware and alert of the words that are being used. And it triggers me in certain ways. And a trigger don't have to be good or bad. It just is what it is. But acknowledging that I'm triggered means that I have to take more time with that energy and unpack it, because we all have traumas, and we all have wounds that may be still open, and we're not aware of them until certain people say things or may do things that may bring that trauma or that pain back to surface. And then you have to just deal with it. It's not anybody else's responsibility to deal with your pain but your own. It's if your mama hurt you, your daddy hurt you, yes, that hurt and it does suck, but ultimately they're just humans as well, and they're probably trying to figure out their way and don't really know how to express to you, what they're saying the proper way. But just because they did that to you don't mean that you're not valuable to the collective, to the world. Like, you have value. We all have our own perceptions and our own way of thinking, and because we have our own way of thinking, we see things, we how to say it, we interpret things different. So when we're telling other people about how we interpret it, it's going to be different. Like, how somebody else sees something and how I see something is completely different. But that doesn't mean one person's view is less valuable than the other one. We need everybody to be bringing value, because that's how the whole world raises up. We all can go to higher levels in life if we just try to bring value to each other. When you have conversations with somebody, instead of gossiping, have a conversation that is of substance. Like, bring value to people that you care about. If you care about, like, if you're talking to somebody on a personal, like, phone call or anything like that, or even if you interacting with people, I meet people in the store and I'm gonna give them the same energy that I'm going to give somebody else that I may have been knowing for a long period of time, especially if it's on a topic that I'm very versed in or that I feel very strongly about. So I feel like self-love and self-worth and just understanding who you are is lacking in the world, which is why you see a lot of people out here getting a body done. You know, you spending money on plastic surgery and you ain't spending no money on your mental health. You know, like, you look good, but your mind ain't right. That makes no sense. But the truth is, a lot of women these days find value in their ass or in their breasts. And it's not valuable, honestly, to the men, if that, because honestly, they're doing it to get men or get the attention of men most of the time. Maybe they're trying to get attention of other women. But I don't think they really understand that men don't find find your body valuable after sex unless your mind is worth, like, you still have to have a mind unless you just want to be sex. And that's fine too. If you just want to be a sex toy or a sex, worker or something like that, then that's fine. But let that be what it is. Don't be thinking that, oh, I'm finna go get my body done and I'm finna get all these men, they gonna be giving me their money, they gonna be paying my bills and all this. And they probably will, but that's all you gonna get from them. There's no mental stimulation. If you can't have no conversation with nobody, if you can't bring value to that person's life, and the only thing you can bring is some sex, then they're gonna go to the next sexual person or the next thing that they want to have sex with. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And so I just wanted to share that this morning because I do listen to what people say, and I'm very much like, whoa, that word sounded like, low self-esteem, or, oh, the way that person said that sounds like they're struggling with this, but they don't realize it. And a lot of times we've been moving through life and don't realize that we're doing certain things. Like, we just be out here just in the motions, just going through the motions, not even taking the time out to really analyze why we're doing certain things. And once you take the time out to just like check yourself and like, why do I talk to this person? If every time I talk to him, I'm in this space after I get off the phone with them. You don't want to say somebody made you feel a certain way, which I know that that's a way for us to express our feelings. Like, oh, you got me in my feelings and all that. Like, that's just a way to say that I don't like the energy space that I'm in right now after speaking to you. And that's okay. Like, if somebody bumps up against you or rubs you the wrong way, acknowledge how they made you feel. Acknowledge how they made you feel. And then move on. Okay, this person's energy doesn't mesh well with my energy. This person clearly is a trigger to these type of feelings in me. So let me acknowledge those, because truthfully, there's value in pain. Like, if you don't know, pain can bring you, like, if something is hurting you, then your energy is focused on where it hurts at. That's just how we are. And so if you focus on what is hurting you, and you unpack the pain, like, unpack it. Why do I feel like this? Why am I upset with this person? Why is this happening? Then you go through that, and then you come out on the other side of it, and then you have this enlightenment and this knowledge that you didn't have until you actually face the pain and face whatever was hurting you. The fear, sometimes it's fear. Some of us are terrified to face the things that we're afraid of, not understanding how much value you bring once you face it. I remember listening to a something with Will Smith. It was like a motivation thing with Will Smith, and he talked about how he was terrified to go skydiving. Like, the night before he was finna go skydiving, he was terrified. And it was something in him told him, there's no reason. No, he said that he was nervous all the way up until he jumped out of the plane. And when he jumped out of the plane, he had the most peace and bliss feeling ever. And what he said was, it's on the other side of fear that you find your treasure. It's on the other side of fear that you find, the things that you value the most. So if you stop at the fear, you don't want what's on the other side. You just okay with, oh, I'm scared, I'm too scared. You know, especially with love, people are so scared of love because love hurts. Love don't always hurt, but love can hurt, and love will tear you down if you let it. So a lot of people put up barriers when it come down to love, and it could be love romantically, it could be love with your kids, your family. Some people don't know how to love their kids. They really don't. And it's not because they don't want to, they just don't know how to because they're so afraid of what could happen if I'm this vulnerable with somebody. What could happen? You could get your heart broke. But it's a heartbreak might not kill you. You know, like, I mean, I have heard some people say that people died of heartbreak. But the truth is, like, a broken heart doesn't physically break your heart, but it does feel like, you know, it can put you in a funk. It can put you in a really, you know, like you questioning life, like if you have a broken heart. But the thing is, would you rather go through life without loving or loving condition? Because we all have these conditions on how much we can love. Oh, I can't love you no more because, you know, you got this going on. But what I had to learn was, even though there's going to be some people in this world that may break my heart and hurt my feelings and things like that, I still would prefer to move in the energy of love because then I'm able to receive it. My chicken is going crazy right now. But my energy, I think that's all the time. She just standing like, I know y'all can't see her, but she right there making all type of noise. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. That chicken completely distracted me. But I definitely think that if we were to move more in a space of love than in fear of love, like I had this conversation one time too about the fear of God. Like, why would you fear God? I don't fear God. I love God. You know, like, I'm not scared of God because I know that God is love. If I'm scared, that's because I'm doing something I ain't supposed to be doing. Period. If you moving in the energy of love and compassion and understanding, I'm not saying let people run over you. Oh, that's what I was saying. Like, I done dealt with people that has hurt me, and I'm okay with still loving them. But I understand that I don't have to be with them. Like, you don't have to be with somebody just because you love them. I say accept the love that you may have for somebody, even if they hurt you. Like, don't block it. Because if you block the love from this one person, you still shut off that valve for everybody else, that love to come back to you. That's what I had to learn. Because I would be blocking people. I would be like going off like, you know, I don't want to talk to you, you know, giving them all my energy. All of my energy. And then not understanding, you know, why I wasn't getting love back, why certain things wasn't going in my favor. It's because I shut off the highest vibration that we have, and that's love. We're here to show each other love and compassion and to be understanding to each other, because ultimately, if we show each other love, then all we doing is exchanging love. And that's great for the world, because then we could eliminate some of the hatred that we have and some of this negativity that's out there. Lime water. And so just spread some love today. You know, don't be out here trying to show love to people that are disrespecting you. You know, I'm not going to tell a woman that's being, or anybody that's being verbally, mentally, and physically abused to stay in that. But if you love, it's hard to tell people not to love who they gonna love, because you can't even explain love sometimes. Like, why you love this person when they be treating you like that, girl? I don't even know. I just do. And sometimes you be done love them for so long, or at least love the idea of the person for so long, that you don't know how to not care for that person. But understand that just because you love somebody don't mean that you have to love them up close and personal every day. You can love them from a distance, and you don't have to talk to them. You can just keep that love open and allow yourself to love. And honestly, what also I want to say about loving other people, because love is where we should be moving at anyways. But when you loving people, sometimes you may think that, oh, I need to tell them I love them. You know, like you need to tell them that. And you don't have to tell people you love them. You just need to have that energy open to the universe and give yourself forgiveness too. That was something that I had to learn to do. And on the other side of I had to forgive myself for allowing myself to love and to give my energy to people that didn't deserve it. Period, point blank. They didn't deserve it. They still don't deserve it. They won't ever deserve it. And it's not because they aren't like they okay, let me see. So I had to forgive myself for allowing people to come into my space and for me loving them, even though they wasn't showing me that same love in return. I had to forgive myself for that. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to be with these people. That doesn't mean that I want to go back and try to rekindle something. But it does mean that I'm okay with, I love this person and I'm just gonna go and live my life over here. But I can still have love for them and let that love just keep flowing through me. And the universe is like, oh, she a big girl now. So she can keep her love open and keep her self-respect, intact and create boundaries around from people that haven't, raised their self up enough to be on the level where you are as far as showing love back to people that show you love. But honestly, some people just don't know how to love you the way that you need to be loved. It's not that they don't want to, they just don't know how to. Imagine meeting somebody and you showing them love and you doing everything. You trying to like show them how valuable they are to you, and they don't do it in return. Or they may be doing it in their mind how they think they should do it, but you don't receive it like that because they aren't taking the time to show you how they're not taking the time to love you how you want to be loved. And if people are around you and they're not showing you love the way that you want to be loved, then you really do have to create this boundary and separate yourself from them so you can move out of that. Like, because what will happen is you'll be in a depressive state, you'll be lacking, you'll be moving in this space where, you know, something's wrong with me and what's wrong with me, why they don't love me and this is that, and that's low vibe. So to protect yourself and to protect your energy, you're gonna have to separate yourself. You're gonna have to create a boundary that says, okay, no, I'm not gonna let this person treat me this way. No, I'm not gonna allow this to happen because you control your world. So you say what can and can't happen in your world. And then on the other side of that, you can still leave that and don't hate them, don't be mad, don't move in that energy because then guess what's gonna happen? Even though you love this person and you moved in the energy of hate, guess what happens? You get hate and you get discomfort and all of that back. Discontent. Stop, Rocket. Sorry. You don't get what you're looking for. So if you stop moving in anger and frustration when somebody's not loving you the way that you want to, and just create a boundary. Don't block them. Don't give them the energy and the satisfaction of going off on them. Don't do that. Don't do that because that's not what you want. What you want is for somebody to reciprocate the energy that you're sending out to them. So let that be what it is. It don't make you weak just because somebody else can't love you the way that you need to be loved. That doesn't make you less than. You're still a valuable person. You still are worthy of love. But if you allow them to keep mistreating you, or if you allow this to keep hurting you, then what you're saying is, I'm okay with this. Like if we move in the energy when you're upset and when you're sad and mad and angry, if you actually move in that energy and in a negative way, then you're gonna get that back. But if you get upset with somebody, instead of sending anger to them, sit with your feelings, allow that to move through you, and then let it go. Move past it. And to go for a walk or go for a run to get that energy out of you. Focus that energy somewhere else. Don't be fussing and cussing and yelling on the phone. I done did that plenty of times. It don't get you nowhere but back to fussing and cussing. If you haven't learned nothing from nobody, learn it from me. Fussing and cussing and going off on people and giving them a piece of your mind only makes you feel worse. And then because send that energy out there, You have to get it back because the universe says you reap what you sow, you get what you put out, right? That's the universal law. And whether they teaching it to you in church or you learning it in life, it is what it is. If you put the wrong energy out there, you're gonna get it back. So be careful of how you're moving when you're upset and when you're angry. That's why they tell you, like, as parents, don't spank your kids when you're angry because you'll be done hurt them. And so try not to do that, and try not to be out here. I'm saying try because we all have our habits and routines that and programming that needs to be unlearned and relearned for the most part. And so go out here, and if you're angry and upset, go for a run. Go do some push-ups. Go do some sit-ups. Go do something that's gonna physically get that energy out of you. And I promise you, the first couple of times it may or may not work, because this, all of this is like a muscle memory. After a while, the first couple of times it may not work, but don't get frustrated with people and lash out at them, because then you're gonna end up right back in the same situation with them, and you trying to figure out why 15 16 years later y'all still in the same place. It's because one or both of you have not raised your vibration high enough to stop yelling and fussing and cussing. And the truth is, once you see how much you're worth and how valuable you are, then you realize it's not worth you fussing and cussing with them, because it's gonna bring you down to too many levels to argue with them. Like, if you vibrating up here and you in love and you just loving the world and you just happy with everything, that's the highest vibration you can be in, is love. And so if you vibrating up here and now somebody want to say something that you got to argue with them for, don't argue with them. You gonna feel that like urge. You gonna feel it, and sometimes it's gonna show up to you not as somebody you love. It might be the man at the post office. It might be the man walking his dog down the street. He may say something to you, and before you know it, you done cussed him out, and now you like, now I got to deal with that energy that I just put out there in the universe. If we are way more aware and self-aware of our energy, how we're feeling. Some people want to say feelings. I say feelings sometimes, but it's an energy, because if you can feel it moving through you. And so if you raising your vibration, if you vibing at this high energy, and then you go cuss the man out down the street, you done came by 10 levels down, and now you feel terrible. Somebody you don't even know that made you feel bad the rest of the day. They done messed up your energy. You done messed up my flow. And honestly, they didn't do that. It's your responsibility to stay in high vibrations, and you get rewarded. If somebody sends negative energy to you, leave it like it is. Don't respond to that. Don't respond to it. I know it's gonna be hard. It's hard to not respond to people, maybe trying, I ain't gonna say let people disrespect you. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm also not saying if they do disrespect you to lower yourself to that level. Don't do that. But it's gonna be hard when people are here talking to you any kind of way to walk away from it. That's gonna be hard for you to not respond to the sarcastic comment that somebody said to you, and it made you feel some type of way. It's gonna be hard to not respond to that. It's gonna be hard to not want to respond to your girlfriend or to your husband that done said something to you again, and you done told them, I don't like you talking to me like that. If you allow it to continue to happen, it's going to continue to happen. And if you engage in that energy, it's going to put you in this cycle until one of you have to break the cycle and move on to a higher level. And that may mean that you don't get to be with that person no more, and that's okay. Or that you may not be friends with that person no more, or that you may have to separate your mom and separate from your mom or your family members a little bit more to set a boundary, to create boundaries. You do have to put boundaries up around people, like a fence. Think about, like, how people got privacy fences and stuff. You got to put a fence around your house to keep shit out that you don't want. I mean, you got to keep stuff out that you don't want out, right? You got to put a fence around your energy, your human space, to keep energies out that you don't want in. I don't want your negative energy around me. But if it do get in, I'm vibing high enough to push you back out, to block that. Like, I'm blocking that. We blocking that. all day long. And a way to do that is to stay, like, to understand who you are, to understand that you're valuable, you are yourself. You have to be in self-worth and self-love, that energy. You have to be in that, because, and I'm not saying be arrogant and conceited and, oh, I'm all this and that and the other. Look, being like in that energy is not what I'm talking about. I'm saying actually understanding that, okay, if I have an argument with this, if I talk to this person and I have an argument with them, or if I get on the phone with this person and every time I get off the phone I feel sad, or I feel like I'm in a, funky space, don't talk to them. Like, you, that is just simple. Like, you have to remove that from your life, because if you do talk to them, then you may not be at the highest level you need to be when you encounter, a person in the store that may need you to save their life, whether it be just having a conversation, or just actually literally saving somebody's life. Imagine this: you start arguing with you getting ready to go to the store, and you end up arguing with your neighbor, or your neighbor says something to you that make you, feel some kind of way. Then you go to the store, or then you decide not to go to the store, right? And you go back in the house or whatever because you're mad now. And then you get to the, then you find out like somebody end up like passing out or something at the store that you was gonna go to, and you actually have the ability to help save this person's physical life. I'm just using that as an example, but that's just what I'm trying to say. Like, it could be something as simple as, like, I'll use myself as an example. If I get on the phone with somebody and they bring my vibration down, if I allow them to, because this is my world, remember, because you in your world and I'm in my world. So if I allow you to bring my vibration down, I might not be in a space where I could get on here and start giving morning motivations, or I might not be in a space where I can record a video and actually be in a space where I can serve the people that are, watching my videos. Or I might be, this person may affect me so bad I can't even talk to nobody. I'm crying all day. That's a disservice to the community, to the collective. So if you pay attention to how people make you feel, well, not even pay attention, but if you vibrating high and you paying attention to how you feel, then don't let other people take that from you. Don't let other people, they say, don't let people steal your joy. Don't let other people take that from you, because if you do, then you may not be in the space to help somebody else. That's what I'm trying to say. And the whole thing of, in my opinion, the whole reason that we're all here with each other is to be able to, communicate and to collaborate with each other, and to share our experiences, and to uplift each other, and to raise each other's vibration, and to raise each other up. Like, raise each other up, not pull each other down. But it is gonna be some people around you that they move in a certain way and they don't even understand. Like, it's some energy, I'm gonna call them energy vampires, but it's some energy vampires out here, they don't even know that they energy vampires. They just sucking the life out of you. And one energy vampire to me may not be an energy vampire to you. It may not be. You may be like, oh, she cool, there. Be like, oh, hell no, she made me, like, I'll be ready to snap her damn neck. Let me stay over here before I end up snapping her neck and ended up in, somebody's prison. Like, but it's some people out here that really do just take energy from you, and it's up to you to put a boundary between allowing people to do that and accepting it. Like, you can't stop people. You can't control how people gonna behave. You can't control that. Don't try to control people. Let them be how they gonna be, because they are there to teach you a lesson. It's a lesson in everything. If you don't learn the lesson, guess what? You get to go through that all over again. If you don't learn the lesson, you get to go through the lesson all over again. And I had to learn this. I done been through lessons so many times, and you just be like, I got to go through this again. And then you'll be like, oh, it may show up as the same. It'll be different, like you be dating different people, but it'll be the same type of person or the same type of energy. It's because you ain't learned the lesson with the first person. So now you got to go through the same lesson with somebody else, and then you don't learn it in this one, so you got to go through it again with somebody else, and you just learn it. You're just in the same cycle, repeating over and over again until you can actually learn this lesson and move on in life to the next level. But it's up to you to know that. It's up to you to know how valuable you are. It's not up to other people to tell you that you're valuable and that you're great. If people tell you that, that's awesome. But if they don't tell you that, it's an inner knowing that you have to have. I know who I am. I'm still human, so there's times where I get off track, you know. But even if I get off track, you know, it's okay. I accept that. I allow myself that, room to grow because we're out here growing, we're healing. And so if I make a mistake, that's okay. I can make a mistake, and we learn. All of us learn from our mistakes. So, I remember reading one time they said Einstein did. I think it was Einstein or Thomas Edison. Excuse me, failed 1,000 times before he created the light bulb. 1,000 times. So 1,000 times. Imagine doing something 1,000 times, and then you like, I ain't doing this no more. And then that 1,001 time you decide not to do it, you gonna make the light bulb. Can you imagine that? Can you just imagine that? So it's okay to make mistakes. There's value in mistakes. There's a lesson in the what is it? There's a lesson in the loss. There's no losses in the world. There's lessons. And a lesson, sometimes you may stumble, you may fall, you may bust your behind. That's okay. You gonna do it that way again, even if you only learned a little bit. You learned something from that experience. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm hungry this morning, so I'm about to go find me something to eat in here. Probably have me a mango this morning. But I wanted to just let you know that you are valuable. You way more valuable than what you know. And it's not your fault that you don't know it. Some of us, we go through our whole life thinking that we're not worthy and we're not good enough. And you're good enough. You're more than good enough. You just have to know that. Like, you just have to know it. Not believe it, know it. These are facts. Whether you can prove them or not, these are facts. You are worth way more. Especially if you out here, like if you're a person that if you haven't found your way and you still, trying to figure out who you are, that's okay. Because that's the most, like, if you trying to figure, at least you trying to figure it out. It's people out here that's comfortable with being how they are. Everybody else need to adjust to me. Okay. We'll see how that go. You don't want to adjust to nobody. You want people to adjust to you, cater to you, appease you, but you're not putting that energy out there so you don't get it back. Because you're not out here showing love to other people. You're not appeasing other people. You're not servicing other people. So you won't get that back. That's just how it goes. It's not something, it's not rocket science, guys. You reap what you sow. You put in the work, you get the results. If you want to be able to have somebody that's going to love you, you have to love yourself first. But you got to see value in yourself first before you can, like, I know now that I have to be in a high energy and I have to be careful of who around me, because there's people that I talk to on a regular basis that tell me, I'm so glad I talked to you today. I'm so glad I ran into you today. I'm so glad, you made this video. I needed to hear that. Thank you for doing you. So now, like, I had to start sending out that energy though to other people. I had to show gratitude to other people. I'm grateful for you. I'll tell people all the time, thank you. Now, thank you. Because I know that means I just planted a seed. It may be selfish, but I planted a seed for myself. There's a mosquito in here. I planted a seed for myself, and that seed was gratitude. So if I planted that seed of gratitude and in the ground by sending that to somebody else, then guess what? In a couple seasons, I'll get it back. Somebody else is going to show me gratitude. I done showed love to people that don't deserve my love, and I know that. I'll get it back. It's okay. I'll take that. I'm cool with it. You know why I'm cool with it? Because I'm comfortable in who I am and what I'm bringing to this world. So if you can't show me love, that's because you in the lacking place, not me. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This got everything to do with you. Now, a little bit, because sometimes we do. Something outside. Sometimes we do send out the wrong energy and the wrong messages. And that's why you got to be aware of how you think too. You have to definitely pay attention to your thoughts, because you'll be done thought the wrong thing and then brought it right to your front door. So be mindful of how you thinking. But if you on the up and up, you get up in the morning, maybe you pray in the morning, you meditate in the morning, meditate or pray in the afternoon, meditate or pray in the evening. Stay in high vibe. And I'm saying to meditate and pray more than one time a day, because you'll be there, you encounter people and they'll, you're gonna lose some of your energy. Yeah, so you got to go refill your energy tank back up. Go vibe with the Most High. Go talk to the Most High. You could talk to him however you want to, or listen to him however you want to. Praying to me is more talking, and then meditating is listening. So that's how I see it. But you have to go keep refilling yourself throughout the day, because you're gonna encounter things that's gonna bring you down. And you don't want it to get too low, and then you be done ran into somebody that's even lower than you, and they bring you down to where they are. So be careful of that. Be careful of how you thinking, and be careful of your energy level. So I think that's all I got this morning. It's almost an hour. I do appreciate each and every last one of you for showing up this morning. I was trying to get up earlier, but I needed to stretch a little bit more, and so that's what I did. And I was also working on what I was going to talk about, and value just kept coming to my mind. Valuable. You're valuable. You're so valuable. Like, that's all I was saying. Even last night, I was like, valuable. You know your value, know your worth. And I was like, is it worth or value? It's like value. It's valuable. You're a precious mineral. You're precious metal. You're precious, you're precious on this earth. You're not just a person running, like, you're not here by chance. This is all happening for a reason. So you have to understand that. You have to understand that you are valuable. You are going to be more valuable than you can ever imagine, especially if you have not tapped into your value. You don't even know what you can bring to somebody else's life. Like, it's a little girl standing next door to me, and right now on my table, I don't know if y'all can see those little boxes right there. It's like, it's 5 of them over there now, but you can't see them. Some of them I got Christmas gifts on the table, but it's 5 little red boxes. Those are gingerbread people. My mom ended up buying them from her job, and the little girl next door was at her grandma's house, and we talk all the time, the grandparents and me and the little girl. And I went over there to ask the grandma for something, and then the little girl was over there, so I took her one of those gingerbread men. You can decorate it. I took it to her, and they supposed to be for my son. She cute. She only 8. Yeah, she cute. She a cute little girl. But I took her and good morning. I took her the gingerbread men, and I put it together with her. Like, I was sitting there, like, doing the decorating with her, and she said something to me, and she was like, I wish you were my mom. And I had to tell her, like, don't say that, because your mom, like, you actually have a good mama and things like that. But what it showed me was that she appreciated me, is really what she was saying. Not that she's 8, so she didn't know, like, kids think their mom when you're young, like, your mom is, like, especially the mom, if you don't live with the dad, like, the mom catches the brunt of it. So her mom was kind of like they would get on each other's nerves, I guess. And so was talking about you. She cute. Oh, thank you. Shut up, Ken. So, anyways, he got me all distracted. But yeah, so I had to explain to her, like, you have a good mom. Your mom could be on drugs. Your mom could be, having all type of stuff going on. And you could have, like, ugly clothes, and your hair could be, like, I talked to her like that. And she was like, yeah, you right. I was like, so don't say you wish you had your mom. But what she was really saying was that, I appreciate you. Because I sit there and I talk to her. But I don't talk to her like she no little kid. I'm like, I talk to her like she's a kid. Like, I asked her about her school day. But she's a little person. I talk to her like a little person. So be good. So, go help your grandma and stuff like that. But she still likes to come over here and talk to me and, hey, give me a hug and all of this type of stuff. So she appreciates me, and I know that. And because I know the little girl next door appreciate me, I can't let certain people come into my space and affect my energy because it's little girls watching me. I got a son, he watching me. So I know that, and I know that I'm valuable to them. If I ain't valuable to nobody else, I'm valuable to these little kids around here. And to me, they are way more important than some of these grown people because they the future. So if I could show a little girl how to, have self-love for herself, or show my son how to love himself, then they're gonna be vibrating on higher levels when they become adults and teenagers and things like that. Even the girl next door, the little girl, her mom came over here and talked to me about parenting advice. I don't be giving parenting advice like that, girl. I don't know what I be doing half the time, like real for real, for real. I'm just doing the best that I can. I told her that, but I did give her some like tips on what I be doing and how I move as far as like co-parenting and like not keeping the kids from their dad. Even if the dad does like call and say I'm coming and then don't come, let your kids gonna have to go through that. It's gonna suck, but don't be the parent that's like, oh no, you can't go. Set it up, let them go. Tell them, yeah, I'll bring them to you, I'll do whatever. And then if the dad is a person that, or the mom is a person that keeps following through with these plans, the kid is gonna see that. So the kid at some point is gonna be like, oh, every time my daddy say he gonna come get me, he'll never come get me. Don't be the one that's gonna say, oh, I ain't let you going over there, because every time, like, I had to explain that to her. So I wasn't expecting that, but I do know that I was working on my energy, and I have been working on my energy level and keeping my vibrations high. So when people do come to me, I can give them a sound, a good, valuable, some valuable information, not just some information from a bitter place, an angry place and stuff like that. Oh, imagine this, because me and my son dad went through a whole lot. I could have been bitter had I not been working on myself. And when she came over here, I could have said, girl, don't let her go over there, like feeding into that low vibe. And who is that going to benefit? Who is that benefiting? All that really is doing is projecting my situation and my feelings about my son and dad onto her. And now she finna absorb that and go, spread that energy. No, what I did was I came to her on like some real shit. Like, okay, if he is telling her he gonna come see her and he don't come see her, let that be what it is. Let it be. He fell through, not you blocked it. And she understood what I was saying. I'm like, let him hang himself on that rope. Don't you hang yourself, because being the custodial parent, being the parent that's always got the kid, you're the disciplinarian, you're the friend sometimes, you're the teacher sometimes, like you're the doctor sometimes, you everything sometimes. You the chauffeur, you gotta take them here and there, like you everything. So it's gonna be a time, like you're not gonna be the good guy all the time. So if you playing good guy and bad guy, and a lot of times bad guy, because you gotta make them clean up their room and everything else. If you got to do that, and then you also like, I ain't letting you go to your daddy house. Like the kid looking at you like, man, I can't wait to get out my mama's house. Man, I can't wait. And ask me how I know. I'm just telling you, I didn't get to hang out with my daddy. I'm not blaming my mama for anything. I'm just saying my daddy wasn't there, and my mama was the disciplinarian, and our relationship struggled. It was a struggle to me for several years because I didn't get it. It wasn't until I was older and had a child of my own and went through my own stuff that I can understand, like, oh, my mom, she probably was hurt and didn't know how to deal with pain, because a lot of us get hurt and we got these traumas and we don't know how to deal with it. And then we have kids, and the kids get to watch us go through this, and then they get affected by our pain and our situation. And so, yeah, I just you have to be, and it's me too. We all have to be mindful of who we are and what we bring to the table, and making sure that what we bring to the table is valuable to the people that we're communicating with and that we're interacting with. So that's all I got for you, Ken. You better have to like this video if you're still in here, since she cuting. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. I appreciate each and every last one of you. If nobody else has told you that, I'm sending nothing but love and positivity to you today. I hope that you receive everything that you desire and nothing that you don't want. If you encounter somebody that is low vibration today or that is trying to attempt to bring you down, if you run into a energy vampire, allow that energy vampire to be who they are and do not engage with that energy vampire. Do not engage. Do not engage. So as soon as I went to cut out, like as soon as I went to say bye, the whole thing cut out. So I'm gonna go ahead and go because it is time for me to go and I am hungry. So I just wanted to wrap up and just let you know that it's all love over here. If nobody else loves you, I do. If nobody else tell you today that they love you, I do. And so I hope that helps you today and your journey. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.